Okay, thank you for joining me. This is Fly My Mavic. A little while back, I released the bad news that if you are a Litchi flyer, if you use the Litchi app, that if you uninstall and then reinstall the app on your phone, then you now get an error message, an app pass, or something to do with the way DJI authenticate the app to the phone, or something along those lines. And a lot of people obviously are very upset, and people are trying to find a way to maybe try and compress the APK down into a workable, usable version, including myself. I'm planning on starting work on that today. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is there is another program called the Ultimate Flight app by a chap called Kenago, and I've got it on my, just installed it now. Just bear with me a second, I'll just switch over. Okay, so I'm just installing it now. This is the, I don't know if you can see this because of the brightness of the light. So I've got the quad set up, the Phantom 2 Vision. Just going to click on open on this, and it says, version 2.42. Okay, it's installed itself, which is good. Now, you just normally click on this icon, and the app must be run once with an active internet connection before accessing DJI SDK. Okay, let me just make sure that I've got internet on my phone, and I am connected to the internet, so that's fine. Just go back to the app again. It's there. Okay, so click on that. Again, so it's coming up with the app must be run once with an active internet connection before accessing. If you have an internet connection, retry the operation. Okay, we can go into settings. At least we can do that much. Let me just go back a page. And so flight controls are enabled. So that's the operation cannot be used until flight controls are enabled to use. I don't know what that means. I haven't used this program for a very, very, very long time. But as you can see, DJI SDK initialization is failing on this. Let me just close the app and we'll restart it again. And just find the app. Where's it gone? There you go. Ultimate Flight. And it says yes. Once again, the app must be run once with an active internet connection before accessing the DJI SDK. I know you can't see that too well, unfortunately. There we go. So yes, again, if you are an Ultimate Flight user and you've uninstalled the app, you now can't reinstall it on your phone because the initialization won't take place. That's a real shame because this was a workable alternative to Litchi. It was actually, I think it is quite a lot better than Litchi in some respects because it's still you can still actually get support from Ken regarding it. But yes, it does seem like DJI have finally pulled SDK initialization checks on their end. However, you can still use obviously the DJI Vision app. Now, obviously, it's nowhere near as good, but it's still obviously a usable app. They're allowing their app to authenticate, which I think is a little bit cheeky, really. It's a shame. Let me just actually, while I say that, does it? Now, I haven't got the DJI Vision program installed on this, so what I'll do is I'll now just quickly install it and we'll see whether or not it actually does. Just bear with me a second, I shall be back in a moment. So I found the DJI Vision app. It's on a website called Drone Slinger. I'll put a link down to below that. Harmful checks, you know, okay, accept that. It's got to install the DJI Vision app and we'll see whether or not send the brightness down that bit so you can probably see better what's going on. App installs. We're going to open the app up. Next tip, next tip, next tip, next tip, next tip, next tip, next tip. Login. Okay, just going to put my login details in. Bear with me. Right. Okay. So if that is now correct, that should now. There you go. You see. So yes, the DJI Vision app does still authenticate if there was an authentication system in there. I'll just connect to the Phantom that's on the floor. And once it's connected, dismiss that. Let's go home. Oop. DJI Vision camera. Now I've got the cover on so you can't see. There we go. Right, so yes, so the DJI Vision app still works, still authenticates fantastically. So any third-party programs that require SDK initialization on first use no longer work. So I'm not sure how many other types of programs there are for the Phantom 2 Vision on Android. whether or not they still work. If you have got an app that has stopped working, or even better actually, if you've got an app that's working, just don't touch the phone, don't reset the phone, just in case a problem occurs and you end up with no working app. The only one that, as I say, seems to be working fine is this one, which is the DJI VISION app. But of course, DJI wouldn't turn off authentication for their own app, would they? Right, that's it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.